The March 9, 2010 meeting of the Monroe County Legislature will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
President Adair.
Here.
Ms. Andrews. Mr. Antelli. Here. Mr. Barker. Here. Mr. Beebe. Here. Mr. Bronson. Here. Mr. Cassetti. Here. Mr. Colby. Here. Mr. Daniele. Here. Mrs. Draw. Here. Mr. Eckel. Here. Mr. Esposito. Here. Mr. Gamble. Here. Mr. Gamina. Here. Mr. Haney. Present. Mr. Hanna. Here. Mr. Hyder. Here. Mr. Howland. Here. Ms. Kaylee. Here. Mr. Lee. Here. Mr. Lightfoot. Present, Mr. Monero. Here. Mr. McCann. Here. Mr. O'Brien. Here. Dr. Quattro. Here. Mr. Rocco. Here. Mr. Tucciarello. Here. Mrs. Valerio. Here. Mr. Yolovich. Here.
Okay, please place seated. I just got off of vacation, all right? So it's gone to my head a little bit. Please stay seated. I would like to introduce the Reverend Mark Mutton of the Brockport Free Methodist Church, who has been invited by legislator Michael J. Rocco.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to pray for you tonight. I'd like to pray with you. Father, thank you for the opportunity to come and represent our region, our area, our county. We thank you for each one who dedicates themselves to making this area of Rochester a better place to live. We know that there are many issues facing us, and we pray, Father, that you would not help us to rely on just our own strength and our own wisdom, but that we would seek after the wisdom of you as well. Bring unity to this place. We pray, Father, that as much as we would like to have all of the answers go our way and all the decisions to go our way, we pray, Father, more importantly, that they would be in the best interest of our people and the best interest of this area. And we pray for each one represented here as a legislator, that you would just give them the opportunity to speak clearly, to be understood, to ask for understanding, and to know that clarity and unity can be the most important thing we can offer. We give you thanks for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Legislator E. Daniel Quattro will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Legislator Quattro. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have received copies of the Journal of Day 3, February 2nd, 2010. Without exception, the journal stands approved as submitted. There's a hearing loop in place tonight to assist those who are hearing impaired. Anyone requiring assistance should inquire at the clerk's office.
If you have a cellular phone, pager, or other electronic device, we would request that you silence them for the duration of the meeting. Thank you for your cooperation.
Legislator, the referrals have been submitted to the legislature for the next committee cycle and are in your folders. At this time, I would like to take a moment to congratulate Legislator Vinny Esposito on his completion of the Dennis A. Pelletier County Government Institution Program as part of the New York State Associations of County Workshops. Congratulations. This evening there are several proclamations scheduled. Madam Clerk.
Would the Gates Chi-Li cheerleaders and their coaches please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and legislators Mary A. Valerio and Stephen Tucciarello. Hi, just line up in front. Girls, can you come down a little bit? Just go down a little bit. Whereas cheerleading requires its athletes to have dedication as well as perseverance. These are two of the many skills found among the Gates-Chili High School cheerleaders. The young athletes of the Gates-Chili cheer team have tremendous ability, clearly displayed throughout their excellent season, led by the talented coach Jennifer Walker. These girls have mastered both teamwork and individual triumph, marked by their 2010 Class AA Section 5 championship and their Monroe County D2 championship season. And whereas the Spartans were led both on and off the court by a strong group of seniors, as well as an abundance of young talent that stepped up when called upon. This combination of experienced seniors and exceptional underclassmen created an electrifying season. And whereas the Gates-Chili High School cheer team proudly represented their school as well as their community, each and every team member should be proud of their memorable 2010 season. Monroe County is pleased to have such young athletic members within the community. Lessons learned in athletics can often translate into success later in life, and we are confident that the members of this team will continue to be model citizens for the Gates and Chili communities as well as Monroe County as a whole. Now, therefore, we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, Mary A. Valerio, Legislator District 3, and Stephen Tucciarello, Legislator District 4, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Gates-Chili cheerleaders on their hard work and dedication, resulting in a successful championship season. Congratulations.
It's been a real honor to coach these young ladies over the last year, and it really has been just amazing to watch everything that they've accomplished over the year, and we just thank you for this acknowledgement of all their hard work and success. Thank you.
Would John Leone, Mitch Moran, and John Ferriman of the Penfield wrestling team and the wrestlers please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and legislators Michael G. Barker, Debbie Draw, and E. Daniel Quattro. Whereas the Penfield Patriots have clinched their first sectional title in the Section 5 Class AA Wrestling Championships. The Penfield Patriots were led by Coach John Leone, who was named the Section 5 Class AA Coach of the Year. The matches throughout the spectacular season were impressive and led to the team winning all of its 16 dual meets. And whereas the Patriots have displayed their talent all season long, with inspiration coming from Coach Leone, they were runner-ups at the Class A Monroe County Championships and champions at tournaments in Horseheads, Newark, and their hometown, Penfield. When it came time to step up, each member of the team did so, and the Patriots were able to capture their first ever sectional title for Penfield. And whereas the dedication and talent this team has shown throughout their season is admirable, they have truly represented our community with great pride. The future is bright for these young athletes. And whereas each team member put forth a tremendous effort, which led to their come-from-behind win for the championship, both the town of Penfield and all of Monroe County are proud to have such a successful team representing our community. Now therefore we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, E. Daniel Quattro, Legislator Majority Leader, Debbie Draw, Legislator District 9, and Michael G. Barker, Legislator Vice President, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Penfield Varsity Wrestling Team on clinching the Section 5 Class AA Wrestling Championship. Congratulations.
I would just like to thank everybody. It's a great group of kids, and they're a tribute to their parents, their community, and their coaches. We're extremely proud of them, and we'd like to thank the legislature, especially Mrs. Draw, Mr. Quattro, and Mr. Barker for such a nice gesture. So thank you very much.
Would Captain Tim Hardy please come forward? Also President Jeffrey R. Adair and Legislator Debbie Draw. Whereas on January 12, 2010, the country of Haiti was hit with an earthquake that had a magnitude of 7.0. 52 aftershocks of 4.5 or greater followed and devastated the entire country. Captain Tim Hardy of the United States Navy was called to duty once again to act as a planner and future operations officer while providing situational awareness for forces about to enter Haiti. And whereas this is not the first time Captain Hardy has been called to duty on behalf of his country, he began his military career in 1983, where he was commissioned via Officer Candidate School. He served his country for 6 years and in 1989 left active duty. Captain Hardy immediately signed up for active reserves and held a variety of billets at Navy operational support centers throughout the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. And whereas among Captain Hardy's many accomplishments, he completed a tour as the Navy Emergency Preparedness Liaison for New York State, as well as serving as the officer in charge for an advanced coordination element and support of Continuing Promise 2009, a joint humanitarian assistance and disaster response exercise in the Caribbean as well as Central and South America. His experiences in this position led him to return to active duty in support of the horrific earthquake in Haiti. And whereas Captain Tim Hardy is a true hero for our community, Monroe County and the town of Penfield are proud to be home to such a brave member. Captain Hardy is truly an inspiration to our entire community. Now therefore we, President Jeffrey R. Adair and Debbie Draw, Legislator District 9, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate Captain Tim Hardy for his dedicated service to the United States Navy, including his support during the earthquake in Haiti. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Legislator Draw and everybody in this body. Anytime I leave the country and then I get a chance to come back, I'm always amazed at the strength of our nation and all the gifts that we have. So thank you very much.
Would Tom Tillibine please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and Legislator Richard Yolovich. Whereas Tom has provided over 34 years of outstanding service to the County of Monroe, including 21 years as Superintendent of the Village of Hilton's Department of Public Works. Tom has faithfully served on the Monroe County Recycling Advisory Committee, and whereas Tom's innovative and creative ideas were instrumental in implementing a curbside blue recycling box program. Along with this program, he modified the Village of Hilton's refuse law to 3 containers and 75 pounds. This change gave incentive to citizens to utilize the recyclable blue box. Tom also executed a new initiative where leaves were no longer placed in landfills, but collected and composted through an intermunicipal program with the town of Greece. And whereas Tom has demonstrated a strong dedication to the recycling efforts of Hilton, he implemented a program which took all of the collected brush and used it for trail and other projects in the village. Tom is also an active member of the Stormwater Coalition of Monroe County, which protects our communities from stormwater pollution. And whereas Tom Tillebine has served our community with great pride, and he has demonstrated his firm commitment to the Village of Hilton and the environment to make Monroe County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We wish him the best of luck in his retirement. Now, therefore, we, Maggie Brooks, County Executive, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, and Richard Yolovich, Legislator, District 1, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate Tom Tillebine on his retirement as well as his many dedicated years of service to Monroe County.
The Recycling Advisory Committee, chaired by Joe Marin, and directed county staff, Russ Rotowski, and so many talented people from throughout the community that serve on that committee donate a lot of hours of their time, and it's been a pleasure to work with them. I'd just like to thank Legislator Yolovich and the entire legislature for their support for some of our ideas over the years. Any of you that have children in elementary school, I'm sure you've seen the Chet the Cheetah program, and you're sure to see the recycling containers throughout the fairs and festivals throughout the community. So we've done a lot of work. There's a lot left to do, and it's been a pleasure representing the County Executive's Office over the years. And remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Would Carolyn Stifler, Ryan Tukolsky, and Stephen Babbitt of the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and Legislator Harry B. Bronson, and Legislator Vincent J. Esposito. Whereas, established in 1910 and consisting of more than 3,000 members, the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors Incorporated is a historic professional organization engaged in every aspect of the real estate industry. The association's mission is to provide members with support and development through their resources and educational programs and to promote professionalism and success. And whereas, consisting of respected professionals dedicated to the principles of character and conduct, the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors delivers top quality services and is committed to being an innovative leader in their industry, continually looking for ways to advance their trade and to promoting the American dream of home ownership. And whereas the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors strives to support our community by advocating for real property rights and by supporting charitable programs to enhance home ownership opportunities. One such program is the Realtors Charitable Foundation, a nonprofit entity established in 2001 to address critical housing needs and create sustainable neighborhoods. The foundation works to create wider access to home ownership by providing education, helping to preserve property and property values, and partnering with other agencies and organizations to address housing-related issues. And whereas originally established on October 6, 1910, as the Real Estate Board of Rochester, the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors is deeply dedicated to the Greater Rochester area and to delivering exceptional professional services, support, and resources to its members and our community. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, Harry B. Bronson, Democratic Minority Leader, and Vincent J. Esposito, Legislator, District 16, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor the Greater Rochester Association of Realtors on the celebration of their 100th anniversary.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a pleasure to be here tonight and to be honored for 100 years in our community. And we look forward to another 100 years. Let me just introduce who I have with me, if I may. Our CEO is Ryan Tahosky, and the president-elect on the board with me this year is Steve Babbitt. Thank you very much.
Would Paula Silverstone please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and legislators Harry B. Bronson and Paul E. Haney. Whereas 20 years ago, Paula Silverstone started as the executive director of AIDS Rochester. When she began in 1989, HIV/AIDS was still a very elusive and mysterious disease that carried an extremely negative social stigma. And whereas, thanks to the unflinching efforts of Paula and her staff, those diagnosed with HIV/AIDS were allowed to die with dignity. Paula's extraordinary leadership was evident when she and her staff launched their fight to stop the spread of the virus in the community through greater education and outreach, and in 1993 she succeeded in instituting a syringe exchange program that is credited with greatly reducing infection rates. And whereas in the mid-1990s the efforts of Paula and those like her all over the country started working. By promoting preventive care, focusing on harm reduction and mental health services, as well as treating the physical disease with the new medicines that were being introduced, AIDS Rochester helped stem the looming health epidemic facing our community. And whereas Paula's amazing 20-year career has seen remarkable achievements, steering AIDS Rochester from financial difficulty to thriving to the point that they have increased services by an unheard of 800%. She has overseen the creation of 3 satellite offices, rural outreach, a drastically successful syringe exchange program, and the purchasing of a mobile health unit, bringing services to those that need help most. Before retiring, Paula oversaw the merging of AIDS Rochester and AIDS Community Health Center, ensuring a smooth transfer into the next chapter of HIV/AIDS prevention and treatment in Monroe County. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, Paul E. Haney, Legislator, District 23, and Harry B. Bronson, Democratic Minority Leader, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor Paula Silverstone for her extraordinary leadership and commitment to the health and well-being of the greater Rochester community.
Thank you. There's one thing I can tell you as a fact in my work in this field for 20 years is that AIDS does not respect political boundaries. So it means a lot to me for all of you to present this to me, and it's been an honor to serve this community. Thanks.
Would Judy Brayman of the Empire State Consumer Project please come forward? Also President Adair and Legislator Willie J. Lightfoot. Whereas established in 1971 by Judy Brayman and 50 other like-minded volunteers concerned about toy safety, the Empire State Consumer Project has been working steadily to protect both children and adults from unsafe consumer products available in our community. And whereas Judy has committed her life to consumer product safety and has advised the Food and Drug Administration, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, and the Department of Commerce on many related issues. She co-authored the first toy buying guide and has testified before Congress. In the early 1970s, Judy had her own television and radio show called Let the Buyer Beware on WXXI. Her activism earned Judy the Private Sector Initiative Commendation Award from President Ronald Reagan in 1989 for her distinguished efforts. And whereas Judy Brayman's determination is exemplified by her fight against the federal government's slow response to women's health products that were causing toxic shock syndrome and were responsible for numerous deaths. In fact, she raised concerns about the dangers 5 years before a massive countrywide recall of the defective products. Judy's tireless efforts include creating Rochesterians Against the Misuse of Pesticides and the Safe Crib and Car Seat Project, which in conjunction with Monroe County has distributed more than 1,400 cribs and car seats to families in need. And whereas most recently, Judy and the Empire State Consumer Project have raised awareness about the dangers of heavy metals found in toys and jewelry. The discovery, testing, and investigation by Judy and the Associated Press are the result of her continued activism and have culminated into a federal proposal to ban the use of toxic materials in toys and jewelry. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, and Willie J. Lightfoot, Legislator District 27, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor Judy Brayman for her lifelong dedication to the health, safety, and well-being of others, especially for our children. Congratulations.
I'm very honored by this proclamation from our county. Thank you so much. And I only hope that all the information that we've given out over all these years helped protect our families. Thank you.
One moment. Okay. Okay. Would Nakia Thomas of the Amadestri Girls Club please come forward? Also President Adair and Legislator Lightfoot. Whereas since February 2005, under the extraordinary direction of founder, president, and CEO Nakia Thomas, the Amadestri Girls Club has been improving the well-being of young girls ages 5 to 13 through inspirational and motivational social development programs. And whereas the Girls Club, a nonprofit organization located in Southwest Rochester, provides young girls with educational opportunities, field trips, and community service projects. Amadestri programs are designed to empower its members and help them transition through life with strength of character, confidence, and dignity. And where Amadestri girls are taught the value of leadership skills and SMART goal development, and their dedication to achievement and community service is clearly evident, as these young girls proudly serve as role models, inspiring their peers with determination, self-confidence, and positive spirit. And whereas Nakia Thomas was recently recognized by the Rochester Women's Network and was also recently presented with the Up-and-Coming Businesswoman's Award, her diligent and inspiring work exemplifies her deep dedication to the health and well-being of our community's young girls and has generated striking results. The Amadestri Girls Club has had and will continue to have a positive and lasting impact on the Rochester community. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, and Willie J. Lightfoot, Legislator, District 27, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor and commend Nakia Thomas and the Amadestri Girls Club for outstanding community leadership and dedication to the well-being of Rochester's youth. Congratulations.
I would like to thank the legislators for this recognition on behalf of the Amadestri Girls Club, and I look forward to many more years serving the community. Thank you.
Would Nessia Dillard please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and Legislator Willie J. Lightfoot. You don't want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
Read it? Okay. Whereas for most of his life, Terry Dillard has been committed to the health, well-being, livelihood, and spirituality of those that live in our community. It is through his ministry that he has shared the message of hope and restoration with many in Monroe County. And whereas in 1969, at the age of 15, Terry and several of his schoolmates started a club known as the Black Teens for the Community. They became the youth representatives for the civil rights organization known as FIGHT, which stood for Freedom, Independence, God, Honor, Today. Their designation as youth representatives in FIGHT gave them the privilege of placing teenagers from the inner city in downtown job opportunities coordinated by the Merchants Council. And whereas a short time later, Terry became a youth member of Action for a Better Community, and by 1978, he was a minister in the House of God Church, where he was actively involved with door-to-door work. FIGHT, ABC, and his ministry were instrumental in fostering a deep community-centered focus that he carries to this day. And whereas in 1991, while ministering at the Church of God by Faith, Terry began volunteering at the Monroe County Jail, providing Christian services to male and female inmates, such as one-on-one consultations and small group Bible study. For a short time, Terry was also able to extended Bible study and mentoring to youth incarcerated in Monroe County facilities. And whereas after more than 40 years of community service, Terry and his wife, Denise, were relocating to Arizona to begin the next chapter of their lives. Today we celebrate an amazing advocate and role model, and we wish Terry and Denise success in everything that they do. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, and Willie J. Lightfoot, Legislator, District 27, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor Terry Dillard for his dedication to the well-being of our community.
Obviously, I'm not Terry Dillard. However, Terry is a great, him and his wife, Denise Dillard, just retired from MCC, working over 20 years there. And today, this morning, they moved and relocated to Phoenix, Arizona. Their daughter was supposed to accept on their behalf. However, for whatever reason, she could not make it. So I'll make sure this gets to Phoenix. Thank you.
Would Del Newquist of the Boy Scouts of America please come forward? Also, President Jeffrey R. Adair and Legislator Richard A. Beebe. Excuse me. Whereas in 1903, upon returning to England from a military campaign in Africa, General Robert Baden-Powell found that his military training manual, Aids to Scouting, was being used to teach young British boys outdoor survival skills. He rewrote the manual for a younger audience, editing out the military and combat aspects, thereby creating Scouting for Boys, a book that eventually became the fourth best-selling book of the 20th century. Baden-Powell was named the Chief Scout Executive, and the Boy Scout movement was born. And whereas in 1909, William D. Boyce, a Chicago publisher, was trying to navigate the streets of London in a dense fog. As the legend goes, a Boy Scout came to his aid, guiding him to his destination, and even refused a tip, explaining that he was simply doing his daily good turn. Intrigued by the random act of kindness by the so-called unknown scout, Boyce arranged a meeting with Lord Baden-Powell to learn more about scouting, and upon returning to the United States, established the Boy Scouts of America, which was incorporated on February 8, 1910. And whereas over the past 100 years, Boy Scouts of America has grown to include Cub Scouts, Varsity Scouts, Adventure Scouts, and the Order of the Arrow. The BSA has campgrounds all over the country, including the popular Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico, and locally the Massawepie Scout Camp in the Adirondacks. Every 4 years, thousands of Boy Scouts converge on Fort A.P. Hill in Virginia for the National Jamboree. And whereas the Boy Scouts of America is the premier youth organization in the United States, having helped millions of young boys mature into well-rounded men, prepared to handle most any situation that they come across. Locally, in the Seneca Waterways Council, you can find a scout troop in nearly every community across our county, camping in local parks, helping those in need, and young men taking on community projects in hopes of earning their Eagle Scout Award, the highest rank achievable. The Boy Scouts of America has been a foundation of the U.S. for 100 years and will continue to be for the foreseeable future. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, Jeffrey R. Adair, President, and Richard A. Beebe, Legislator, District 6, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby honor the Boy Scouts of America on the celebration of their 100th anniversary.
I'm here tonight with our Executive Vice President of the Council, Ron Knight, and we'd like to thank you on behalf of the 20,000 youth that are involved in scouting in this community today and the 5,000 volunteers that make that happen. Some of the faces in this room are people who have been or are involved in the scouting program. Again, thank you. We'll be here for the next century as well.
And I thought last month was going to be a record. There are no formal committee reports scheduled for this evening. We will now hold a public forum. There are several people registered to address the legislature. Mrs. Rozzi.
Please come forward and be prepared to address the legislature when your name is called. Please be respectful that we will have 2 minutes and only 2 minutes in which to address the legislature, and conclude when the timer sounds and exit through the clerk's office. Thank you. Our first speaker will be Rachel Baker August, to be followed by Chris Safuto. Please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Rachel Baker August, Executive Director of the Seneca Park Zoo Society. And it was a great day at the zoo today. Every time the sun shines, kids are just coming out to visit us, so please come and visit us too. The Society is pleased to be the private nonprofit partner with Monroe County Seneca Park Zoo. We provide fundraising and public relations, marketing, food and gift services, educational programming for your zoo. We were chartered under the New York State Department of Education, and last year we had about 45,000 kids out to the zoo for a visit. And over 15,000 kids were impacted and enriched by the Wegmans Zoomobile. You might know that we have 18,500 families that are annual members to our zoo, which is a record for our community. And also we had 365,000 visitors. That was about 20,000 over last year. So we're on a roll. And about $125,000 was given to the Monroe County Parks Department to operate the zoo above and beyond our general revenue sharing of the admissions and gate. So it's a really good partnership. Tonight, I believe that you are voting on an allocation of funds to modify the elephant barn for the third African elephant to be housed next to Jenny C. and Lilac, our 2 resident elephants. These modifications are very important and essential. Our accrediting organization, AZA, Association of Zoos and Aquariums, now mandates that every zoo houses elephants that have to be in a herd that's 3 or more. Jenny C. and Lilac are healthy, but they're aging, and a lone elephant in exhibit is not good for the mental wellness of an elephant or for our community. When we survey the public about the favorite animal species, the elephants are always top of the list. So we know they're very much loved and appreciated in our community. Crowds come out around 10 a.m. for the elephant bath when we're in season. And we are the only zoo in New York State that houses African elephants. It's a very special asset that our zoo sets us apart. We should work to maintain that uniqueness. We could be the only zoo in the state that houses a male African elephant. That's very exciting. So I'm pleased to share with you that the Society Board of Trustees passed a resolution at our February board meeting that we unanimously support the Elephant Barn project. So please be supportive of it tonight to make sure that we continue to have a wonderful zoo experience for our community. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Safuto, and I am the president of the Monroe County Public Employees for CSEA. And I've come before you this evening because of a comment that was made last week regarding unions and the effect they have on counties' budgets. As a representative of about 1,800 public employees, I take great offense to that statement. And with all due respect, Majority Leader Quattro, you are the person who made that statement. And I am here to tell you that we are not holding anyone hostage. There's no one in our closets, under our desks, under our beds even. Who we are the very people that keep this county open and running. Do we want a fair contract? Absolutely. But I can assure you that until the time comes, this county will remain open. You'll still be able to get your driver's license. You can still get your kids immunized. Need a birth certificate or a death certificate? They're still open. Your loved ones are still being cared for out at Monroe Community Hospital. And most importantly, that desk and chair that you are sitting in will be dusted and clean next month when you arrive. So how dare anyone claim that the public employees are the folks causing the financial problems in this county or any others? Always remember, we too pay taxes and we also vote. And most importantly, Monroe County works because we do.
Tom Gregory, to be followed by Ovi Overmeyer.
When I first started addressing this county legislature about 12 years ago, I remember that we try to keep our comments directed generally to the county legislature, not to any individual, is one of the etiquettes that I was taught anyhow. And it's another thing, too, is we don't wear a hat. Those two things, I think, came from Dennis Pelletier, a man who I hold still in high esteem, I think, as we all do here. I'd like to speak about another person who's not in a chair today. Her name is Maggie Brooks. And I'm going to tell you, as a member of this community, I was very, very happy to see that our county executive is still going to remain here. I think of the movie Saving Private Ryan, where Private Ryan saw the role that he played, supporting his arms. Didn't take the opportunity to go to safety, as he could have, but rather stayed with people who meant so much to him. I saw that particular movie in Bangor, I think in Maine. I was going to climb mountains, and it happened to be filled with a bunch of military men. And there wasn't a dry eye in the place when they walked out. I think every person in that room recognized a certain type of trait, which I'd like to say that persons like Maggie Brooks, and I'm glad she's down in Washington, so she won't hear this. You know, I don't think she's here anyhow. Oh, she is here. Oh, well. Maggie, I didn't know you were back. Sorry. Is that what they call foot and mouth or something? But the bottom line is that I think Maggie is the center of good government. She's the Private Ryan of Monroe County. Her promise to keep our taxes down is the one thing that I think many people in this legislature rally around. I think we're grateful. We should be grateful to have a county executive like her. And I'm sure as heck glad that she didn't go federal and that she's staying local. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ovi Overmeyer. I am Vice President of CSEA Local 828 Monroe County. I've been a public employee for about 14 years. I am a resident of the 23rd Legislative District, and I'd like to publicly thank Mr. Haney for his great representation in the 23rd District. I'm here with my colleague Chris Fudo from CSEA because on February 25th, my jaw dropped when I got out of the shower. I was just getting ready to go to work, and I heard a comment made on television, and I couldn't believe what I was listening to. It was in reference to the Democratic caucus revealing a plan to reduce the size of the legislature at considerable savings, I might add. And I want to say the quote. I want to tell you the quote. The reason that counties in New York State are having financial difficulties aren't because of the size of their legislatures. It's because we have a tremendous amount of mandated expenses. We spend way too much on Medicaid, and we spend way too much on public employee unions. He told another news agency that unions were holding us hostage. I'm not sure who us is referenced to, but I'll leave it at that. And rather respond in an honest fashion to a legitimate effort to reduce county spending. He seized the opportunity to bash the hardworking public employees of Monroe County. And there's one word for that. It's shameful. This is just parroting a national conservative talking point trend that has to stop. He was basically blaming the economic downturn on public employees, the people who do the work in this building, and the people who plow the road so you can get to work on time. Most legislators know the real problem here, but they publicly won't admit it. Our recession is more about unregulated Wall Street marketplace created by the last Bush administration and the gross negligence of predatory bank lenders who put our state and local governments in jeopardy. And these are the objective truths. And I don't care if you're Republican or if you're a Democrat. When we become more concerned about sound bites and scoring political points rather than doing the people's business, it really becomes everyone's problem. These hurtful comments about the workers of this county are misplaced and they're unwarranted. Despite this little bump in the road, my colleagues and I are still looking forward to developing positive, genuine relationships with the remaining county lawmakers who are willing to show some respect for the most vulnerable people in our community. Again, we are looking for better partners in good government, a county government that represents all the people and not just the privileged few. And whether you want to acknowledge it or not, public employees have a defined role in the democratic process. And we are hopeful that we can create a new beginning this year, right now, built on mutual respect. And you'll be hearing from us very soon. And thanks for your time this evening.
This concludes the public forum.
We will proceed with considerations of motions, resolutions, and notices. Will the clerk please read the first item on the agenda, Mrs. Rossi?
Item number 1, referral 48, confirmation.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion? Seeing there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2, referral 49, appointment to the County of Monroe Industrial Development.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, second by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3, referral.
Moved by Legislator Howland, second by Legislator Hanna. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, referral 56, approving public employees blanket.
Moved by Legislator Howland, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, referral 57, authorizing annual.
Moved by Legislator Howland, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, referral 58, accepting grant from Genesee.
Moved by Legislator Howland, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Yes, sir, Legislator Haney.
Mr. President, I'm a member of the Genesee Transportation Council and believe that conflict has to be disclosed at this time.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other discussion at this time? Seeing there's none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Item carries.
Referral number 7, item 59, authorizing contract with.
Moved by Legislator Hanna, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, referral 60, accepting grant.
Moved by Legislator Hanna, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 9, referral 61, authorizing contract with SW.
Moved by Legislator Cassetti, second by Legislators Valerio and Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there's no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Item carries.
Item number 10, referral 62.
Moved by Legislator Draw, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All of those opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, referral 63, authorizing contracts with Pepe.
Moved by Legislator Cassetti, second by Legislators Valerio and Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there's no discussion, all in favor of this indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Item carries.
Item number 12, referral 64, amending 2010.
Moved by Legislator Robert Colby, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 13, referral 64BR, resolution authorizing.
Moved by Legislator Colby, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 14, referral 65, authorizing contract with.
Moved by Legislator Colby, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, referral 65BR, resolution authorizing.
Moved by Legislator Colby, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any other discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 16, referral 66, authorizing contract.
Moved by Legislator Hanna, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 17, referral 69, authorizing contract with.
Motion made by Legislator Valerio, second by Legislator Gamina. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 18, referral 70, approving issuance of refunding.
Moved by Legislator Daniele, second by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion at this time? Yes, sir, Legislator Haney.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will be voting for this, Mr. President, because indeed, as the backup memo from Mr. Adair points out, over the life of this bond issue, the rate holders for the Water Authority will be saving about $488,000. But I would like to point out, just for the record, because these things kind of bother me, I guess, that while the ratepayers are over many years are going to save $488,000, the people who promote these deals, the lawyers, the underwriters, etc., are going to walk off with about $310,000. And it'll be, and of course they get their money on the front end. It'll be 6 years before, nearly 6 years before the cumulative savings for the Water Authority ratepayers will equal what the underwriters' councils and bond councils and financial consultants and the underwriters themselves are going to walk away with. And it just kind of bothers me. These people actively promote these deals, and they aren't promoting them for the good of the community. They promote them primarily for their own financial welfare. And while I'll be voting for this, I think we all need to understand these facts about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion at this time? Seeing there's no other discussion, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 19, referral 71, confirming appointment.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, second by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion at this time? Seeing that there is no discussion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Is there any unfinished business to come before this body tonight?
Mr. President, I move this honorable body stand adjourned until Tuesday, April 13th, 2010 at 6 p.m.